Hello everyone, how you going and welcome back to DIY. Now, if you don't know what DIY is, I think you might need to take a seat for a minute. Some of these people's creations will take you by surprise and really make you wonder how people even dream up these things, let alone even build them. So yeah, it's certainly an interesting one, but let's get into it. Why would you want to convince someone you're a psychopath? Fun life hack, carve almonds into teeth to convince others you're a psychopath. What the hell? That is so random, and also the amount of time that would take. To me, they actually kind of look like crab claws though. But hey, maybe this psychopath's getting a bit older and their teeth's about to fall out or starting to, and so every time one's fall out, they just pop a new one in. It's too easy then. You don't have to muck around with thousands of dollars of dentistry, you just use an almond, it breaks away every meal, but you get a free meal out of it. I think what really makes it is just that it's stored into kind of a random plastic bag. It really does look as though you just keep them for safekeeping or something. But you know, you can't let this spread too much. Kids all over the world might end up carving teeth for tooth fairy money instead. You'll suddenly have the world's youngest billionaire because they're just carving teeth and getting tooth fairy money for it. It's too easy. Can't believe someone hasn't thought of this before. But on second thought, maybe someone has thought about it, but at least they didn't execute it like this person. I have no words. Okay, so we're putting all these bottles together. That's a lot of bottles, man. The return on earn of this is crazy. I mean, this isn't even recycling. This is just reusing. So it's good of him to think of the environment in this way. Man, look at that. And just a bit of expanding foam, sheet of glass on top, she'll be right. Everything about this is just a bit ingenious. It would have taken all of 25 minutes to build this table, and so it's super easy. Some uni student out there wishes they could make this, and they're definitely taking hints as to their new coffee table. But no, I certainly like that this isn't his first venture into expanding foam bottles. Look at his entire house. It's just bottles, the same thing. It's just bottles and expanding foam and paint maybe too. The amount of bottles that would go into this entire construction. This is almost like the guys that dig holes in the middle of the Amazon or wherever it is, except this guy's just building houses and tables with beer bottles instead of digging it out of the ground. I almost don't know which one's more impressive. But hey, like I said, he's reusing the bottles, so there's plenty of worse things that could happen with this. At least he's not just smashing them or anything, he's giving them a functional use. Not that this is many people's taste, but he's still giving it a use. The paint job in my apartment hallway, it's the whole building. Ugh, that's gross. Oh man, and the entire building too. Imagine the contract for that. Okay, so we're gonna pay you $150,000 to paint the entire inside of our building. Okay, what do you want? All right, so we're thinking creamy mustard and then poo streaks on the walls. Excuse me, what did you just say to me? See, the thing is, does this qualify for DIY though? Surely that was done by the building, and so that's not just someone's creation. I imagine that they got the painters in. It's not just some home abomination of concrete and hot glue, as the rest of them should be. So I don't know, even though it's completely ugly and disgusting, I don't know if it qualifies for DIY, really. Maybe they were going for a marbled wood look, but it just looks like they scribbled on the counter with a turd. That's 2 in a row. That is 2 in a row. That is the exact same style of the last building. Do they just walk down the hall and they put this bench on top of the cupboard or whatever it is? I mean, is it an entire building style? And if it is in that case, then, well, it's not bad. It's just, that's the style you went with it, but it's very distasteful. But yeah, I wonder what they've done. I wonder if it was just a laminated top that they just painted and they went for with brown paint. Why would you do that? Oh my goodness. I don't know when it's from, but in the 60s, they definitely love their brown. If you look, it's a lot of timber, a lot of brown cupboards, brown cream. Or maybe it's just someone that wanted to relive from the 60s. But hey, you never need to wipe the bench down because look at it. Look how disgusting it looks already. You'd never notice the odd crumb or whatnot. That is the true beauty of a bench like this, you know? You can have poo smears all over it and you wouldn't even know, regardless of what it is. You don't ever have to wipe it down. So maybe the person just big brained everything and went, up only function over fashion. I am having no fashion in this house. We are going purely functional. And hey, so if that's what they were going for, well, they don't have to wipe the bench down and it looks really ugly. So they got what they wanted. DIWTF. Okay, cucumber, fan, and a knife. That's a hell of a knife. What the hell? That was a machete looking thing. Oh, I don't even like where this is going before. Okay, oh, wait. Oh no. Oh no. I bet I can know where this is going. Oh, at least you're using decent tape or something. Oh yeah, more tape will fix it. Just more tape. It's easy with more tape. It's not going to go anywhere. Oh, it's strapping a knife to a fan blade motor is just recipe for disaster. What if that thing just flew off? The amount of force that spins around with, that the fact that it even chopped through the cucumber and didn't just explode on impact is just ridiculous. See, but this is what the sub's all about, really. This is now some quality posts. Someone had a problem and they tried to fix it and they went, look, you know what I reckon I can do? I can make it slice a cucumber. They would think it was just going to come off in layers, as though the fan's just going to be a chef and slice through the cucumber in an instant, making a perfect slinky out of it. So yeah, I really don't see how this is going to end well, but oh my goodness, was it lucky that it didn't go just completely sideways. I am surprised at how well it spun though. You know, it's so weighted on one side and off center, and it still managed to spin kind of around, I guess. It didn't immediately just rip itself to pieces. So hey, I don't know, at least it was made all right. I guess you can't really call tape making all right, but yeah, it stayed together. Full of beans. What? Made out of rice and beans. Oh my goodness. What? Wow. Wow. It was that a bird I just saw? It was artwork out of beans. Of course, there's an inspire in that. I think what I'm most impressed with this is that someone spent hours painstakingly placing and gluing, or however they've done it, every single bean to create this artwork. Realistically, you just could have got it painted or something in this form, or I don't know how you do it. It's not the best style, but still, look at that grouting of the tiles. Each coffee bean, or I don't know. Oh, what did he say? Backsplash is made out of rice and beans. Oh, he didn't say what beans, but they kind of look like coffee beans, or I don't know what. All in all, it's just, man, the hours of work that has gone into that. That was someone's pride and joy art piece for months putting that together. And then to varnish it or whatever they've done too, it would have taken so long. So I can appreciate the effort and time that has gone into this. But oh, goodness. I guess it's a kitchen, so at least it's themed correctly. But it's just not it. Come on. It is not right to put beans as a countertop and lacquer it or epoxy or whatever you've done over the top. Really, it belongs as an art piece, not in a functional kitchen. You know, you see people making artworks out of all kinds of random things, and they're fine, and that's cool. But not a kitchen countertop. Come on now, don't be ridiculous. Why you gotta do my man chicken like that? Chocolate sauce wings with sprinkles. Oh my goodness. I can't say I've ever heard of someone trying that combination. I almost feel as though it might be good. You know, there's so many random combinations out there. Obviously, there's a million things that people have ridiculous tastes with, and they just should never be put together. But there's a few things that are kind of savory and sweet that when you put them together are actually crazy. And so I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of them that is actually decent. Now, it might not be for everyone, and I certainly haven't tried, and I don't think I would unless someone gave it to me. But still, you know, you can't judge them. Face Savage might not be too happy about the desecration of the chicken wing, but come on now, I bet he has never tried it. Now, where it goes a little bit too far, I think, is with the sprinkles. Who puts chocolate and sprinkles together? Sprinkles go on like ice cream and stuff like that. You can't be putting sprinkles onto chocolate and wings. That is just too far. That is the desecration. That is the DIY of this entire thing. The fact of the matter is the chicken wings are fine without chocolate and sprinkles. And so for you to add them, oh man, I can see, I'm surprised there's not more backlash here. But hey, this certainly isn't the weirdest combination in the world. And like I said, it might be bombs, so don't knock it till you try it. This made me so irrationally angry I had to share the pain. Alright, 3 eggs. You never know what to expect on this sub, do you? Oh, and a grinder. There we go, proving my point. You just immediately like, what? A grinder? What is a grinder meant to be doing with an egg? To leave shells? Oh, here's the concrete. I was surprised we hadn't had a concrete one yet. Are you going to surround them with super glue afterwards? A bit of toilet paper, white gold as some might say. It is a bit strange, but alright, we'll see where this goes. Okay, adding some rocks, I imagine. Okay, oh, you're making a little flower pot or something. I don't know, where do the eggs come into it? What the hell, where do the eggs come from? I wonder how long that took to set. Solid concrete in an eggshell, surely that's not going to set anytime soon. Yeah, oh, they're animals. This is like painting Easter eggs and whatnot, but with concrete. But what are the, okay, yeah, they are planters. They really glossed over that ending. I want to see that again. Hang on. Here we go. Where is it? Here we go. There, that photo. Alright, so yeah, they planted it all out. It looks like fake plants, but whatever. I'm sure you can fill those little toilet paper vases with dirt and grow real ones in you wanted. This one's definitely the most arts and crafts so far, you know. This doesn't really have a real purpose and there's plenty of substitutes, but it doesn't really do anything wrong and it's not making something it shouldn't. It's just making concrete triple vases, I guess. Yes, it's a bit strange about the methods, you know, grinding an egg. Or I wonder if you could do it some other way. Maybe with a scaffold or something you could cut it off, but a grinder, that just seems so extreme. And the toilet paper too, surely you could have used something else besides toilet paper to make the vases. You know, it's not making something it shouldn't. It's trying to make a vase or a little decorative thing, and that's alright. It's more so the method of going about it that is a completely wrong and weird thing. So yeah, not too bad. One for the kids, but very strange. Excuse me, what? What am I looking at? Collected all the legs from the roaches that live in my house and finally located my masterpieces. These are jumbo flying roach legs that are now for sale. They're itchy but cute. What am I looking at? Everything about this is wrong. Now, we've had some posts that I've been able to play devil's advocate for. This one is just a hard no. You cannot do this. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. How do you manage this? That is just everything about it. How did you attach them to whatever you attach them to? Did you sew them on? Imagine you spray a cockroach or whatever, have a cockroach bait, and then you just sit there waiting and watching it. Just going, yes, you are going to finish my eyelashes off. Yes, thank you. I will wait my turn. It's all right. And then you rip off its legs for this abomination of a creation. And the last sentence, they're itchy but cute. Are you kidding me? This has to be a troll. There is no way someone could make this. And I don't even see how it could be made. It has to be fake. It has to be fake legs with wire and stuff in it. There's just no way you could attach it like that and have them stay. Nah, I refuse to believe that this is real. It just cannot be. I can't for a moment even consider that this is real because those legs will come after me in my sleep. Ugh, and they're not even symmetrical. Like, you didn't even do a good job of it. Oh my goodness. Just moving on. Everything about this is wrong. What's even the point of making this? Alright, we got a whole bunch of cans and on a glass. No way is this going to be another table. We're going to have 2 tables from the same people. Oh, no, we got a bit of silicone or something. Wow, this one's a little bit more finesse than the last guy with the expanding foam. Another piece of glass. What the hell? You got glass on the bottom, glass on the front. Where is this going? Was that dirt? What is that? Water? What are you doing? Why have you got an entire... Are you making a fish tank? Am I witnessing a fish tank of Coca-Cola bottles being created? That has to be the most obtrusive thing to the eyeballs the fish have ever had their eyes on. Oh my goodness, it is a fish tank. You put a whole bunch of goldfish in a Coca-Cola fish tank. I think my favorite part is they always just make it look so easy. You know, oh yeah, you just glue them all together, it'll be fine. Like, oh yeah, you just add in another row. What happens if any one of those you stuff up right as you're filling it up and suddenly you got this massive leak pouring out the side? And then you have to drain it and then it's not going to dry. How long would that take? To be fair though, the amount of silicone you need, you might actually get through an entire tube of silicone and not have it dry out on you. Has anyone ever used an entire tube of silicone before the nozzle dried out or the entire tube dried out? It's impossible, I swear, but this person gave you a perfect reason to use the whole thing. Actually, just thinking about it now, those Coke cans are full, so they've just wasted the Coke in them. You might as well have done what the other guy did and had empty bottles at least. You could do this as a recycling project again. So really, besides the very questionable build, it's just a waste. At least use recyclable or empty cans. My goodness. But man, really, these posts just make you go, wow, there are some creative people out there with some interesting ideas, I guess. And this is one of them, I guess. I don't know if it's recommended, and I don't know if it's for the masses, but interesting nonetheless. Why would you? Oh, now that's a classic water pistol I've ever seen one. A bit of toothpaste. Now that was a very strange turn. Oh, hot glue. Our old friend. I think this is the first time we've seen hot glue on this sub. How is that ever going to work? There's no way that'll work. No. You filled up the entire gun with toothpaste. It's just broken now. Look at them. They're like trying to force a smile so much and it's just not working at all. He's like, yeah, we'll just give it a minute. Look at that. You need 5 full tubes just to fill up the gun before you even get to use the first bit. The amount of wasted toothpaste in that. You'd never be able to get it out of every nook and cranny. There it is. Look, they're just staring. Hey. No. Look at them. They're just waiting, just staring forever, wondering, is it going to come out? No, just give it a minute. We're just forcing this smile. We got paid for this, but finally will it ever work as this snot string of toothpaste just comes out the end of the gun. Oh man, and really the only thing that happened in this entire project was hot glue. You could have done this before, but if it wasn't for the hot glue, our Lord and Savior. So really, just thank you, hot glue, for giving quality posts all the time. It's probably very dependable. Oh no, turning adult diapers into a wedding gown. Damn, she actually did really well with the outcome though. Look at that. See, again, I'm sure this would have taken quite a while by the time you have to open them up. However, she got kind of the pleated skirt, or I don't know what to call it, but the skirt part to stitch them all together. It would have taken ages. And why? 1.6 million views, that's why. Sure, it was 8 months ago, but it probably just blew up all of a sudden. Really, it's just impressive that she's able to make such a quality looking piece so well. Maybe the back of the dress is a little bit more like muscly Homer Simpson, if you know what I mean. But hey, you can't knock the look of the front. So really, just well done, Micaiah Tours, if that's your name. You really nailed the DIY subreddit. And hey, you don't get 1.6 million views without having something decent, as you do. Well, what is that, a brick? Oh, that's like the mulching freaking, I don't know what it's called. I can't think of what it's called, but it's like mulch. And yeah, they come in condensed cubes and whatnot. And then you can just water them and then they expand heaps. I've used it before actually. However, not in a sink. I can't say I've ever done it in a sink with flower bed in a sink. I can't say how many people just have a random spare sink lying around. The first part of the video though is just satisfying. Look at that. Oh yeah, you just give it a bit of water and it sucks it all up. It's just satisfying. I can't even look at the DIY because it's just satisfying and it ends up looking alright. It's a bit questionable, but it's not too bad. I'm sure if people just had spare sinks and they wanted more garden bed, they would do it, but who's just has a spare sink lying around? So yes, it's definitely DIY, but I don't know, I can't get over the satisfying part of the first bit, just watching that entire brick just expand and fill the whole sink. The Slinky Mast 3000. Oh, look at him. He looks so proud of the creation. I wonder if it's his or he's just a model of it, but yeah. For all your elephant needs, just try out this new trunk that we've got. But actually, if it is inflating and deflating with your breath, aren't you just then recycling the same air? It's a mask that blocks 100% of everything, including air, which you actually do need, surprisingly. So besides that minor flaw, if you could breathe in it, it might be cool as a Halloween outfit or something like that. You know, incorporate it into an outfit of some sort. I don't know what you'd pair it with, but there's plenty of people on this sub that I'm sure they're creative enough to make something out of that. So it's definitely not your traditional mask in more than one way where it doesn't work, and also the styling of it. But hey, it looks pretty funny for 5 seconds until you pass out. A hot dog and clear resin. Oh no. I mean, yeah, what else is it gonna be? I wonder if it's real. It would have to be real. No one would do that and have it not be real. Oh my goodness. But I wonder if you had to sterilize it first, or I wonder if mold can even grow in there. It's just the fact that the sources don't really look as though they're bulging at all. It just looks painted on or something. But yeah, the title really did give it away. There's not much to say about this. There it is. Look, a hot dog in resin. I guess maybe someone made it as a break only in case of emergency situation. You know, they're starving. They really want their hot dog and they're... I perfectly preserved it in that resin 16 years ago. I'm sure it'll be fine to eat. They didn't exactly think it through with the removal, but hey, they go, oh, I'll get it somehow. It actually reminds me of these tables that I saw. Maybe you would have seen them, where they had money and cigars and all this stuff just in the resin in them, and it looked as though you could get it from a distance, but it was actually just in the actual table. And so maybe this goes on a resin plate that goes on that table, and there you go, you have the complete trifecta of epoxy. So yeah, I don't know, this one just has to be self-aware, surely. It cannot not be. So I'm just going to give it a pass for the sake that it's just ridiculous. This guy built a mini door complete with door nod into the front door at the place he's renting for his cat Stanley. What is that title? The Stanley Door is my greatest innovation. Don't tell my landlord. Oh no, you're renting it. Sure, I didn't even think about that. Like, really, you've done that to someone's door that isn't yours. But I mean, if you were going to do it, surely you could have done it so either at least the cat could use it without you. Isn't that the whole point of a cat flap? So they can actually use it without you having to be there. They can go in and out as they please. But then you went and put a standard handle on it. How's that cat ever going to open the door? It really just hasn't been thought through. And hey, you better have used Stanley tools to make Stanley's door. If you haven't used Stanley tools like a Stanley tape measure and a Stanley saw to make Stanley's door, that is not good. That is the biggest missed opportunity I've ever seen. Look, even the cat's looking up at you like, what am I meant to do with this? This is so random. Why have you done this to me? I didn't ask for this. You humans are insane. No wonder our cats are trying to take over the world. But hey, I mean, obviously we don't see it open and close, so we don't know the full extent of how well it works. But the fact that you're calling it your greatest innovation, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt and say that it works flawlessly. And so if it wasn't for the fact that you were renting this door in this place, it would actually be, I guess it's unique and alright. So yeah, hopefully your landlord doesn't find out and Stanley uses their door. Came across this picture and wanted to share. Damn, now we're talking. That is some full kind of, I don't know, cartoon headlights or something. That's a car that witches would rock up in or something like that. Look at those chandeliers. I swear I have seen something very similar to this before. And I don't know if I'm thinking of a cartoon, but it definitely reminds me of something out of Wacky Races or something. It's so random. I can't imagine this being too legal, so to say, and it definitely blocks your vision. But I don't know, it's kind of cool, and at least it suits the car. At least they didn't do that on a Prius or something. So I don't know, if this is just at a car show and it's someone's random little thing they created, it's kind of cool, I reckon. As a landlord, I'm constantly amazed at some things my tenants do. I installed new curtain rods before the new tenant moved in, but she still found it necessary to nail the curtains to the wall. What? Oh no, you just got a horrible tenant. You know the kind of caliber of person you're dealing with when they nail it to the wall. Look, the wall looks pristine, otherwise there's not marks on it, and as you said, you just put in fresh curtain rails and they go dunk dunk dunk. I don't want to use it. It doesn't work well enough. It doesn't block enough light. I'm just going to nail a blanket to the wall. Oh man, people are just so strange, aren't they? You can give them everything they need in the world and they just still will refuse to use it. Unless for some reason these curtains wouldn't fit on that curtain rail. That's the only reason I can think that they would do something like that. It's no excuse, and you shouldn't just be nailing stuff to a wall that's not yours like Stanley did to his door. But still, that's the only thing I can think is that they didn't fit or something like that. Unless as though they're meant to be stationary in a bar and just drawn to the side instead of actually pulled. But still, the random things that people must see as landlords, you just go, why? Why did you do this to my place? Please don't. This is not in the contract. You're fixing it. You're paying whatever. But hey, at least that's what bonds are for, yeah? How do you mess up that bad? My cousin ashamed after building a chair from IKEA. Oh no, look at her. How do you put it? I've just really had a look at it properly for the first time and realized that she put it backwards. How do you even do that without noticing? I guess maybe you had it flipped upside down to make it easier and then you held it the right way around so then it became inverted. I do love how though it's not the first one. Look on the right there's already another one there. So unless she didn't build the other one there and she went, oh, I can help out. Look, let me build it. And then that's what she built. If that's the case, well then, yeah. But if she'd built a whole bunch and then she stuffed one of them up, whatever. And see, this isn't DIY. This isn't abominations and creations that I come here for. There is no hot glue. There's no concrete. And there's no even personality to the thing. That's always the main thing with DIY is the personality or lack thereof of the object that they create. Where really, this is just a poor girl that stuffed up an IKEA chair. I'm sure it's just 2 screws, flip it around and Bob's your uncle. That'll be it. It's not that big of a deal. Come on, people. This shouldn't be this high. This physically hurt to watch. Disclaimer, I'm not a pro and don't know what I'm doing. Doesn't that just sum up this entire sub? Alright, what is that? Plastic. What's in it, I wonder? I don't know what's in it. Is it water maybe? Maybe some alcohol? Oh, that actually looks kind of nice. Look at it. Yeah, that's a nice piece. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. They got all the dirt off it and whatnot. Pilot. Cobalt blue. Wait, cobalt blue. Don't tell me you're going to paint this thing. Do not tell me you're going to paint this antique piece of furniture. Oh my goodness. Are they just going to paint straight over it without sanding as well? No. Regardless of you destroying this beautiful old cupboard with horrible blue, unless it's going to be in a blue screen, that is disgusting. Literally one Google search would have told you that you should sand and prep every piece of timber you paint, especially when it's already had varnish on it like that cupboard would have before you destroyed it. How do you think that painting it vibrant, disgusting blue is going to make it look better than the beautiful timber that was there before? What was that at the end? Do they have another color to go on top? Wait. They've got 8 ounces of peacock color, whatever that even means. But so yeah, stay tuned for part 11. Delta Dawn will show you the way to destroy a beautiful old piece of furniture. Now you just have to find every other piece of old furniture in your house and paint it all different colors. Or maybe you just want a completely blue screened house. You just want to be able to add a quick blue chroma key in front of the camera, your entire house disappears. You just be floating through nothing. But anyway, I've ranted long enough. That poor cupboard has just been destroyed with disgusting blue. And there's more to come apparently. So stay tuned for that. And the top of DIY for the month is I made a Jack O'Carrot. Oh, look at him. He's actually kind of cool. This isn't DIY. This is just a cute little project or something. That's something that a kindy kid would bring home for their mum and dad on Halloween. They spend a day coring it and then they spend a day cutting out the eyes and the mouth. He looks so happy too. It's great. This shouldn't be on this sub. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of why involved when, you know, why a carrot. But really, it's the perfect thing. It's already semi-transparent and it makes a great little look on his face. All I can see now is just when you get a really bright torch and hold it up to your finger and then you can kind of see through your hand. And so yeah, Mr. Happy Carrot is just reminding me of that. So really, let's just be clear, he's at the top of the sub because he's a cute little carrot, not a DIY abomination. Surely you can't say that that happy little carrot face is an abomination. There's no way. So really good work, Mr. Carrot Carver. But anyway, that is going to do it for DIY. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to use the YouTube analytical things down below. Other than that, I've been posting a lot of these, and maybe you want to check out some of the other subs that are hanging around. I reckon we've seen some DIY candidates on some other subs that didn't make it onto DIY. So maybe you want to check some of those out, or even consider subscribing so you don't miss another one in the future. But all in all, have a good one, and see ya.